So just a few months ago, back in February, we were out in Fort Lauderdale. It was just a beautiful time of year to be there. And we got a chance to tour around. We had a little bit of extra time on our hands while we were out there. And we ended up learning that they call it the Venice of America. And because they have all these canalways right along the beach there, it's not, it's a little bit inland from the beach, but there's all these canals. And just beautiful. There's a bunch of $1 million houses, beautiful houses all along the waterways there. And they even have these boats that look very similar to what you might see in Italy.
Then, less than a month later, we went to Mexico City and we went to Xochimilco. And same thing, that's the Venice of Mexico. And they have what they call trajineras, which are kind of like a gondola. But this is lots of canals, very pretty, very, very colorful. But the color is in the boats, not in the buildings around, because there's not a lot of buildings. Mm-hmm. But this is different like Venice because they have other boats that transport mariachis, other boats with corn, right?
Yeah, you can get food and drinks.
You can order pulque if you like that, a tequila, a beer, whatever. You can bring your own, and it's just a party in the canal. It's very, very cool. We have a video in our Facebook page, so if you want to see what we did in Mexico and a special video of Xochimilco, check it out. And
they will invite the mariachis right on your boat if you let them. And they will play right to your face.
Right. They will jump in your boat. I mean, they have their own boat, but they will jump with you in your boat. And you can be like 4 people in a boat, 2 people, or probably 20. You see like boats with like 20 people, and it's a party in the canal.
It's like a tequila party on the canal. Yeah, it's quite amazing.
It's very cool. And that got us thinking.
Yeah, so back in 2019, after our son graduated from high school, we went on an Italian trip. We visited various places in Italy, along with the actual Venice of Italy, the original Venice, and just had a great time out there. And so when we went to Fort Lauderdale and then Xochimilco, we started thinking about, I wonder if there's other Venices of the world that we're missing. And so then we started thinking about some of the other ones that we've actually been to.
Yeah, and that brought us to 2022. We took a trip to Portugal, just Bob and I. And then we were driving from Porto to Coimbra.
Coimbra. Yeah.
It's pronunciation. And then we stopped in this little town called Aveiro. I'm hoping I pronounced it right, Aveiro. And it's also the Venice of Portugal, how it's known. And it has like same gondola type that you see in Venice. And it's just a beautiful canal in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So we stopped there for a few hours.
Yep.
And then we went on our way.
And then just this last November, we went to Mykonos, and they have a little place there called Little Venice. And it is not along canals and that sort of thing. It's actually right off the Mediterranean Sea. So there's waves and all that. And it's just beautiful, though. They have these buildings that are built right up against the water. And from that perspective, it's very similar to Venice.
Yeah, and then we start thinking, okay, we've already visited 5 of Venices around the world, and we think, is there any more? So we decided to do some research, and we found there's a lot more that are called the Venice of. Yep. And we're thinking we should do a bucket list, right?
Yep.
So we started a bucket list with some of the places we found. There's a lot, so we're only going to talk in this video in a few more. Yep. So the first one that caught our attention was in Sweden, in Stockholm, Sweden. And it's called the Venice of the North. And this is kind of cool because there's 14 islands. So the canals go around 14 islands. And seems like there's like a ton of bridges. I was reading about it, and it's like 50 bridges that you can go through. And they call the Royal Canals. So it looks pretty cool. So that's definitely one for our bucket list.
Yep, for sure. Then there's also Suzhou, China. It looks, from the video or the pictures that we've seen on the internet, it looks just beautiful. So that's another place that we might want to visit too.
Yeah, it looks like a painting. Some of the pictures
Yeah.
that we saw looks like a painting. Then the other one we also put in our bucket list, and this one, it's because it reminds me of Xochimilco. It's in Bangkok, Thailand, and it also have like floating markets. So it's very reminiscent to Xochimilco, the floating food vendors and the floating mariachis. So that's also in our bucket list.
And then there's Amsterdam. It's called the Venice of the North. It's got a lot of canals that are very similar to Venice. And from the pictures that we've seen, it just looks amazing too.
And the other one for our bucket list is in Brazil. It's a city called Recife, or Recife, not sure how to pronounce it. And it's just, if you see the pictures, it looks like out of this world. It looks like a fairy tale. The buildings and just like it just looks incredible. So that's definitely in our bucket list.
And I'm going to go ahead and put this one probably at the top of our bucket list, Annecy. It's in France, and it just looks beautiful from the pictures. The Alps in the background, just the colors and everything is just quite amazing.
And our favorite, cobblestone streets.
The cobblestone streets, yeah. It's just amazing, everything that we've seen in the pictures.
Yeah. And then, of course, we have one more that we are going to visit this November. We're going to New Zealand, and we're going to a port called Christchurch or Little Pond. And they have something that's called punting on the Avon River. And it's just like a gondola ride, but they call it with a kiwi twist. So we're kind of excited to do this one. So that will be I think it's our 6th Venice. I'll have to double check. The 6th Venice that we visit. So I think we're onto something, Bob.
Yep. So for this cruise that we're going on, we just want to mention real quick that there's 4 cabins remaining at the price that we got, and it's like $2,000 off per person.
On a balcony.
For a balcony, yeah. It's a 10-night cruise, but they're only going to save it that price for another 2 weeks for us. We can hold them for only so long, and so they said until like July 13th they would hold it for. So if you're interested, let us know. We'd love for you to join us, and it's just going to be an awesome cruise. It's on the Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas. Beautiful ship. Look it up.
And did he mention that we are going?
We are going.
Get to go with us.
Yes,
so that's a bonus.
It's a special treat.
Right?
No extra charge for that.
Not everyone gets to do it.
That's right.
So I know there's other Venice. We didn't put all of them. These are the ones that kind of caught our eye, and we didn't have time to go through all of them. So if you've been in any other Venice or have another Venice that you would like us to, look at for our bucket list, send us a message, call us, put it in a comment. Just let us know.
Yep.
And
love to hear from you.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. And again, if you want us to help you plan your dream vacation or create a bucket list for you just like this one and help you plan it, then give us a call.
Yep.
And see you next time.
All right. Take
Thanks
care all.
for watching.